Hi. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, nearly 46,000 people in the United States died by suicide in 2020, which is about one death every 11 minutes. Worldwide, nearly 800,000 people die from suicide yearly. And in 2020, there were 1.2 attempts globally. Today, I'm here to talk to you a little bit about suicide. It's not an easy topic to discuss, but something we need to address. We must do better. So what is suicide? How many people does it affect? Who is at risk? Do certain groups have higher rates of suicide? What are the warning signs that we can look for? I am not a subject matter expert by any means. However, I am a survivor of suicide loss. My first husband, Mike, completed suicide on December 13th, 2000, a day that will forever be in my mind and a day that forever changed me. I am here to tell you that when a person dies by suicide, the effects are felt by so many. So what is suicide? Merriam-Webster defines suicide as the act or the instance of taking one's own life voluntarily or intentionally. Suicide is a serious public health problem. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention in 2020, these statistics are alarming. 12.2 million people seriously thought about suicide, while 3.2 million planned a suicide attempt and 1.2 million actually attempted suicide. For every suicide death, there are 27 attempts. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into those statistics, and we're going to talk about warning signs and who is more at risk and some of the things that you guys can look out for. Spotting warning signs and risk factors isn't always easy. Sometimes you can look back at things and think, well, maybe I did see that, or maybe I understand a little bit better. But everybody deals with life stressors differently. So it's so hard to determine who is seriously going to act on those. Some risk factors for suicide are people that suffer from mental disorders or depression, substance abuse, chronic pain, physical or sexual abuse, or even have weapons in the home. Then also stressful life events happen, like the loss of a loved one, legal troubles, and financial difficulties. And then there's also interpersonal stressors that contribute alongside with some of those risk factors that I just mentioned, like shame, harassment, bullying, and relationship troubles. Do certain people or certain groups of people have higher rates of suicide? According to the CDC, women are more likely to attempt suicide than men. However, men are more likely to die by suicide than women. Suicide rates vary by race, ethnicity, age, and gender. So what are some of the behaviors that we should look out for? Well, people that show unusual behaviors with pills or guns or any other lethal means. If they have a rage or desire to seek revenge, if they are withdrawing or isolating. Also, another sign is giving away cherished belongings, and then sleeping either too much or too little. So how can you help? Be supportive and intentional. Listen, communicate privately with that person that you're concerned about. Ask directly if they are thinking about suicide. Don't be afraid to ask the hard questions. Take the person seriously. Stay with them. Remove any lethal means. Dial 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. That's a new lifeline that just became available to everyone in the U.S. on July 16th. Avoid debating the value of life and minimizing their problems or even trying to give them advice. And do not promise you will keep their suicidal thoughts a secret. Say something. Mental health is so very important and often ignored. Suicide doesn't discriminate. Know who is in your circle and may be at risk. Try and remember the warning signs so you may be able to help. If you see something, notice something, say something. It may save a life. Thank you.